Time's new bestie. Here's your host, Chelsea Edwards.
Come back to me.
Atlanta. They can chat, so we're just going to get straight into it. Their realtor clients include rappers T.I., Young Jock, Safari, business mogul Pinky Cole, and my girl Portia from the Portia Show over in Atlanta. They are also the authors of We Nailed It, the blueprint for real estate and relationships, and the art of flipping bricks. Welcome, Doug and Dr. Atiya Parson to Chatting with Chelsea.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We made it.
Yeah, you made it. All the way from the ATL.
Right.
Yes. Okay, all right, Doug, let's start with your book, The Art of Flipping Bricks.
Okay.
Okay, we got to get straight into it, because you used to be a hustler before you two even met.
Right, I did.
Okay, the hustle life.
The hustle life was crazy. We're originally from the Midwest, so my first love was football. My second love was shiny things, cars and jewelry and things like that, which that's how I got into actually hustling. So when I was hustling, I wasn't a small-time hustler. I was a huge hustler, and my connections were on the West Coast, so I had connections in Las Vegas. So that kind of set me up. Then after that, you go through a whole lot, the ups and downs, it's a lot of robbery, it's a lot of killing, it's a lot of backstabbing, and you can go to jail for a long time. So, I just came home one day, and actually Blondie was there, Dr. Parson was there, and I just told her I was ready to stop hustling, and I told her that I was going to even move to another state.
Right.
And she said, "You're not leaving me here," and hence we left, and that's kind of the quick
like
version.
30 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you two met, you were a good girl.
I was in school working. I was in college working 3 jobs. But where I'm from, it's not uncommon for someone that looks like me to talk to a hustler, a street person.
For the good girl to go for the bad guy?
Yeah, so it wasn't uncommon. But when I met him, I pretty much was like, I can already tell what he's doing. So I threw his number away. And 30 days later, like, we ran into each other. So I guess it was
Because her
meant
car
to be.
broke down.
Yes.
Hood was up. I pulled up. I was like, I got you now. So there she is.
Was that divine intervention?
It was.
Car
Believe
stopped,
that?
and then here he
I'm
is.
like, are you kidding me? Yeah, but during that 30 days, he told me he had been seeing me around the city. And by the time he got to me, though, I was gone. So I was like, you was borderline stalking me.
I was pursuing her.
Not stalking, pursuing is what we're calling it. Okay.
Right.
And
I
it
was
worked.
like, wow.
It
worked.
It did.
It worked
Right.
though. So was she part of your decision to leave the drug game?
Actually, she wasn't. Like, like we were dating. We had been dating for a short period of time, but it was a huge incident that happened that I was like, okay, like, if you don't leave, you're going to have to protect yourself and maybe hurt someone, or someone may hurt you. So in place of that, I've been hustling for years and years and years at a high level, and it was just, I had never been to jail for hustling, right? So I was like, man, you can get out unscathed now. Right. So I decided to leave. Like I say, I told her, and she just told me she was coming, and I was elated, but I wouldn't try to take her from her family because her whole family was there. So we left.
But it wasn't that simple, because when we went to Kentucky, there were times at the beginning when he kept saying, when we moved to Kentucky, he said he was going to go back.
Ooh.
And so there were several times where I had to like call his mom, like, hey, he's trying to come back. And he would get upset, but in hindsight, he's like, I'm so glad you did that.
Right.
Wow, you called his mama on him.
Oh yeah, I'm like, he's trying to come back, and she's like, you don't need to come back, So I was like, any means necessary, anything I could do to try to keep him here to not go back to that lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah, and we're not taking the lifestyle lightly. We are just able to celebrate now because you have turned your life around. You're doing, you're successful in a whole other arena.
Right.
It's crazy. And I always try to reach back too, because I come from hustling. So every time I go home or I see guys in Atlanta or Indianapolis hustling, I'll stop them, pull them to the side. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you ever thought about doing something else? Like, you're great at business. It's just the wrong business.
Right.
So let me show you where I come from and what I've accomplished. And then they like, oh, I may be able to do that. Yeah, so.
I love that.
Right.
Do you think about where you two would be if you would have stayed in that?
All the time. She would still be doing well. Right, she would be who she is, PhD.
I was like, we wouldn't be together.
I probably would be in jail though, or just now getting out of jail, because we've been gone for like 20-something years.
Yeah.
I would probably be just getting out of jail, or Lord forbid if I was in the graveyard, to be honest. So, yeah, it's a blessing to be here
Yeah.
on the Chelsea Show.
Yes, I was going to say the
Absolutely.
same
You know what
thing.
I
It's a
mean?
blessing
Yes,
to have you.
ma'am.
Okay, we got to get
Absolutely.
into how y'all make it work, working
Okay.
together and all of that. Get all the
Right.
tips from you, too.
Yeah.
All right, after this commercial break. We'll be right back.
All right.
Doug and Dr.